Hey, what's going on everybody? Paul Tech here, and welcome to the revisit review of the Samsung Galaxy S3 in 2017. So I want to share with you my experiences over the past couple years with this device, and also using the S3 as my daily driver. Now, this device was first launched in July of 2012, and this was a flagship device. I remember saving up money to pick up the S3. It was the device to pick up. Now, when it comes to design and build of the S3, you got your power button, which is placed on the right-hand side. To the left-hand side of the device are your volume rockers. Now, there's nothing really that screams premium about this build here. It's pretty much an all-plastic design. I got like a ceramic white color on my S3 here. You got micro USB charging to the bottom there, so there's no quick charge or anything like that to the S3 here. Mic on the bottom as well, but it does have a nice form factor. The way Samsung designed this device, I like the kind of slope from the top, and as it works its way to the bottom, nice rounded corners. You got the headphone jack up on top. The back of the Galaxy S3, you got your back-firing speaker, you got your 8-megapixel rear-facing camera that can record in 1080p resolution. Next to that is the flash. My device here has Verizon 4G LTE branding, Galaxy S3 branding to the bottom there. And this device is pretty lightweight. I mean, I feel like the weight is evenly distributed from the top of the device to the bottom. You can fit this device comfortable in a pair of jeans, a pair of shorts. You can also just place this in a front pocket of a t-shirt, and it doesn't weigh the t-shirt down or anything like that. And the way it feels in the hand, you get a comfortable grip holding the Galaxy S3. I'm able to reach the power button, the volume rockers, all perfectly fine. So I think the placement is just excellent on this device. And even with the back cover being plastic, and it does pick up some fingerprints and oils, but it still at the same time does provide a good grip. The back cover is removable, which is great because you can just buy spare batteries. They're very affordable off of Amazon. Swap them out at any point in time. This is 2100 milliamps. You also got a slot for your micro SD card for expandable storage. Now let's talk about this display here. You're looking at a beautiful 4.8-inch 720 by 1280 display. That's 306 pixels per inch. Pretty much whatever wallpaper you decide to use on your S3, it's going to look excellent on this Super AMOLED display here. You also get a 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera as well as an LED notification light. The Galaxy S3 is unlocked, so I've used it on Metro PCS, Cricket Wireless, and quality does sound pretty good. But when you use it on speaker, it can sound kind of tinny, so just kind of keep that in mind. When it comes to the responsiveness of the keyboard, it's actually very responsive. I don't have any issues when it comes to sending text messages out. You can pretty much see the different emojis here. And I did have this all kind of customized with Nova Launcher, but I did remove everything because I wanted to show you exactly how the Galaxy S3 looks in its stock version here. So this is the basic interface of the Galaxy S3. I mean, you got TouchWiz on full effect here. Typically, I would have Nova Launcher running on this, but what's under the hood of this device is the Qualcomm Snapdragon S4. It's a dual-core processor. You got the Adreno 225 as well as 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now, when it comes to one-handed operation on this device, you're going to be able to use this device one-handed pretty much with no problem. I mean, I'm able to reach the status bar there, get access to my quick toggles, and as you can see here, when it comes to the quick toggles and the features that this S3 has to offer, it's pretty much feature packed. Especially back in 2012, these were some impressive features you were getting on this device right here. And in the app drawer, as you can see, Verizon was kind enough to load this device with plenty of bloatware, as well as Flipboard, which I pretty much disabled because I never used that. And you had NFC, so you can use S-Beam to transfer files wirelessly, so that was a pretty neat feature. S-Voice as well. Jump into display here, so you also have your LED indicator there. Multi-window, which I'll share about that feature and how well it works in just a little bit here. And your lock screen, or for security for unlocking your device, you had pattern, pin, password, facial recognition, voice recognition, some pretty interesting features there. Let's jump into storage now. So you get 16 gigabytes of internal storage, but like I mentioned, just by removing the back cover there, does give you access to your micro SD card slot, so you can basically expand the storage, transfer photos, music there, so that is pretty nice. So I remember in settings here when I first got this device, a really neat feature was motion, so that was pretty neat, and there was all different features that you could enable. So for instance, direct call, smart alert, double tap to the top, tilt to zoom, pan to move icon, shake the device to update. There was just so many ways of using this motion option there. So I remember that was a big feature when I first got it. Now let's go to About Phone here. And this device is rocking Android 4.4.2 KitKat. So I never received an update past that, and I know there are ways where you can root this device, throw a custom ROM on it. I never went ahead and did any of that just because I just was fine with the way it was. And so as you can see there is the little game you can play on KitKat. Now, a feature that I really liked using when I first got this device, and even to this day, is multi-window. And multi-window works really well, and there are devices right now that still don't have this feature. There's devices that are waiting for 7.0 Nougat, because then you can get a feature like this, whether it's multi-window or dual window, where basically you can have two applications open on the display, and you can use both of them pretty much at the same time. So I'll give you a demonstration here. I'm going to open up YouTube, and then I opened up my music player as well. And this feature works excellent on the Galaxy S3. You can just assign certain applications, and you can just use, like I'm using right here, Maps and YouTube. You can swap them around. So that was a very neat feature, and still to this day, I absolutely love using that feature. Now I want to talk a little bit more about performance on the Galaxy S3. Now this device can actually still perform fairly well. I mean, I'm able to jump into Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but one thing I noticed is very slow loading times. So as you can see there, opening up MLB and getting the scores, it does take some time to open up applications. So I'll show you right here, and this is very common to get these very slow loading speeds, or even at times the device won't even open up the application. So oftentimes what you're going to have to do is clear out all the recent apps. I mean, that's what I've just been accustomed to doing, and it seems to work pretty well. So once I clear everything out, because this device, as soon as you get a lot of apps open in the background, you really start to see the slowdown. And now it should probably open up YouTube, as you can see. Something else to keep in mind when you're using an older device with older software, you're going to see that some applications aren't supported on your device. So for instance, Geekbench 4, I wasn't able to download that, but I was able to download Antutu. So for those of you that are curious about the scores, I did get 23,025. So it's not the highest, nor is it the lowest scores that I've seen. And when it comes to gameplay on the Samsung Galaxy S3, it actually does an okay job from my experience with this device. Now, when you're playing a game, for instance, like Temple Run 2, and even jumping to a game like Subway Surfers, it actually runs those games pretty good. I didn't see any issues there. It was when I started playing more higher intense frame rate games. So for instance, like Dead Trigger 2, Asphalt 8, I did see an occasional drop in frame here and there. And also the device does get kind of warm when playing games as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. A good thing about this device, you do have the gyroscope, the gyro sensor, so 360 content is pretty good. And when it comes to outdoor visibility on the S3, this is an area where it does struggle. I pretty much have to have the display on 100% brightness just to get some good visibility outdoors. When it comes to watching YouTube videos, because I know a lot of us like to use our smartphones to watch YouTube, this device actually looks pretty nice in my opinion. It has that nice 4.8-inch HD Super AMOLED display. So, you know, the colors are going to look nice and vibrant, a little oversaturated, but I personally like that look. And the highest quality you're going to be able to watch YouTube videos is going to be 720p at 60 frames per second. So, you know, and you do get some pretty good viewing angles on this device. When it comes to that backfiring speaker, it is not the loudest whatsoever, but you can connect this device to Bluetooth speakers. So in my experience connecting this device to Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, I had no issues with connectivity. Now moving on to the cameras here, you're getting an 8 megapixel rear facing camera with the f2.6 aperture and a 1.9 megapixel front facing camera. Now the front facing camera is okay, it's not the greatest, but the rear facing camera, it actually can produce some very nice photos and some very nice videos. This was one of the first cameras that I started my YouTube channel with, so I did use this camera quite a bit. As you can see, all the different shooting modes that you can choose from there. So this is pretty feature packed when it comes to the camera, especially in 2012. All right, here are some photos taken on the Galaxy S3. Now, when it comes to battery life in the Galaxy S3, it's going to be different for everybody. It just depends on how you use your device. I can get about 3 hours of screen on time, but the great thing about the S3 is all the accessories that you can buy that are so affordable off of Amazon. I mean, you can buy spare batteries, there's battery cases, so there is definitely ways of extending the battery life on your S3. Well, to wrap up my revisit review of the Samsung Galaxy S3 in 2017, I mean, for this device being 5 years old and not having the latest processor or operating system or the highest amount of RAM, it was still able to pretty much get the task done that I needed to. Phone calls and text messages wasn't an issue. When it came to sending emails, Google searches, GPS, watching YouTube videos, it was able to do those things, except it was slower than today's smartphones, and I did come across some hiccups and stutter, but for the most part, it was still able to get all those tasks done. Well, let me know down in the comment section below if you're still rocking the Galaxy S3 in 2017. And if anything, I'm sure this video might be a nice trip down memory lane for those of us who remember the release and launch date of this device back in 2012. And this was one of the best flagships of its time. Alright everybody, if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button and please subscribe for more future videos. This is Paul Tech, and I'll talk to you on the next one.